I am so addicted to my phone. Last week, my average daily screen time was 6 hours and 52 minutes, which is literally crazy. Right now, I am unemployed, I'm living at home, and I don't have too much going on during the day, so I kind of fall down these rabbit holes of YouTube video, binging, just general social media doom scrolling, and I feel like it's really starting to kind of take effect on my life, on my personhood. I really just haven't been feeling a lot of creative inspiration, which is really not like me. I feel like I am kind of a creative person by nature, but the turn of the season has really kind of motivated me to kind of get back in touch with that creative side, and I really want to break this stupid iPhone addiction that I have. Recently I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about this concept, create more than you consume, and I definitely want to kind of bring that into my life somehow, because I watch so many beautiful, creative, super interesting YouTube videos, which I love, and I'm probably going to continue doing that. But is it really useful to me to be watching them and then not kind of acting on what they're talking about? Why am I watching all these if I'm actually not going to be doing anything? I want to try that out for myself this week, of creating more than I consume. In this video, I'm going to be swapping my screen time every day for time spent on my creative hobbies, or just hobbies in general, because I have a lot. There's a lot of things that I like to do outside of this iPhone. I've seen a lot of people do swapping my screen time for reading, and I'll probably just follow the same setup as other people do in those videos, but I've never seen anyone else do it for making art or hobbies. So today is Thursday. I'm going to be using my screen time from last Thursday as a goal to use that time for hobbies. Last Thursday, I spent 6 hours and 35 minutes on my phone, 4 hours and 8 minutes on YouTube. Girl, that is not helpful. I'm going to be setting a timer for 6 hours and 35 minutes on my phone. 6 hours and 35 minutes. You're definitely not gonna be able to see that. But that will be my goal for spending time creating stuff, which is kind of self-sabotaging because right now it's 2:27. I'm working into the wee hours of the night probably, and I have to go do errands later, so we're using this as a goal, as a guideline. I actually do have a lot to do today that are part of these creative hobbies. Tomorrow is my grandma's birthday, and I love doing homemade gifts for people, so I'm going to be making her a cake from scratch using a recipe that I've never done before, which I'm really excited about. And I'm also going to be making her a card, because that's kind of my signature. If I have the time, I'm going to make you a handmade card. Just so you know. So I need to do that for her for tomorrow. Of course, I'm waiting until the last minute to do it, or the day before. Time to get started on that card, I think. I've been yapping long enough. Also, I think filming for videos counts as a creative hobby, right? So I'm just gonna let this timer keep going. This is really messy because the other day I was playing with some watercolor, Zentangles. I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts, I think, that are of this one woman doing a bunch of Zentangles. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but I was up here the other day and just doing it for fun. My plan is that I want to do a cardinal and maybe some flowers, because my grandma really likes cardinals, but don't know if I want to do it in watercolor. I'm not the most confident in watercolor, which is why I was up here doing these the other day. I'm finding that my hands are really shaky, and the brushes, you can really kind of see that in brush strokes from watercolor. I need to pull up a reference picture though, so my screen will be open. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do this cardinal. I think maybe only the male. I think just the male. The watercolor palette that I love to use the most is this one that I've had since first or second grade. It's really not that good, but I do love using it. It's been just over an hour since I started the timer while I was filming the intro. So I guess I've been working on this for like maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I don't know. This is how much I've gotten so far. Wow, my hand is shaking. I need to fix the like shadows. It's really looking like Elmo to me right now. And the tail needs so much work, genuinely. I'm going to stop for now, let this dry, because I keep like making mistakes with like areas that are wet and areas that are dry. I'm just out of practice with this whole watercolor stuff, but I'm liking how it's going. I think I'm gonna go downstairs and start making this cake, hopefully. I feel like I made pretty good progress on this. Maybe I'm like halfway done. I'll return to it later. I'm downstairs now and I wanted to show you what recipe I'm using. It's coming out of this cookbook, the Red Truck Bakery Farmhouse Cookbook. This is a local bakery they have a few locations in like northern rural Virginia. They have a whole bunch of like sweets, desserts, recipes in this book. So I'm gonna be baking the triple chocolate cake recipe from this one, which I've never made before. Last week I made this recipe, the flourless chocolate truffle cake. Literally so good. Such a good cake, but so like rich and chocolatey that I could only have like teeny tiny little slices of. I'm just doing like the first few steps because I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of it all in one go. It's getting later in the afternoon. I still have to go run some errands, so there's no way. These recipes in this book, as good as they are very involved. I made a coffee cake out of this book once. It took me like 4 hours. It takes a while. They make you sift the flour. That's pretty intense. All of the recipes that I've tried in here have turned out good. For the most part, I think. I'm brewing coffee for the cake right now, which is so exciting. I love when coffee is in chocolate cakes, which there was in the flourless chocolate cake recipe too. Anyways, gonna go do this. I was able to prep two things. I did the flour mixture, like sifted everything together, and then did the hot coffee chocolate mixture so that when I come back, I can just have these things ready to go. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Maybe go and work on the card a little bit more. I can't keep making the cake because I have a feeling I'm gonna leave soon. I'm at the whim of my mother right now. I paused the timer. I have 3 hours and 18 minutes left of creativity time for today, but I just wanted to show you how far I got along on this card. Definitely still need some work. I effed up on his little feet, so I'll have to go in and fix that and do the background, and maybe I'll add some more twigs because I feel like this one twig kind of looks weird. I don't really like how I did its beak. Like I don't think I can fix it, unfortunately. So gonna keep working on this later, probably put like finishing touches on the body itself and then do the background. I'm going to leave for errands right now, and then when I come back, I'm really gonna lock in with this freaking cake too, because holy cow, that needs to be done. I don't think I'm gonna be able to ice it today because it needs to like cool and everything, so that might have to be for tomorrow. But halfway down, oh, there's a fox outside. Halfway done with my timer. Slay. I have 32 minutes left on my timer for this evening, and I'm just gonna spend it writing in my journal. I write stuff about like the books that I'm reading in this one, and then this one is like my everyday journal. I just worked on the birthday card for a while. I'm gonna put like the final finishing touches on it tomorrow morning, and the cake is out of the oven and cooling, and tomorrow I'm also going to put the icing on it. Since like starting this video this afternoon, I was doing so good, and I wasn't going on my phone really all that much, But I did just watch the new bookmarked podcast episode while I was painting. So it's a podcast. I was doing something else while doing that. But overall, I think that my screen time has been pretty low. Or not pretty low, because I was using my phone as a reference for a long time. It's definitely not super low, but it's lower in terms of doom scrolling on social media. So that's a win. Going to journal about my day, and then about the book that I finished this morning. And I watched a Severance episode with my mom, so I think I will write about that. Oh my god, 1/4 into the page and my pen is already dying. It's not good. Also, I just wanted to show this really quickly. For the past 2 months, well, this is my second month doing this, but I have been following these journal prompts from, it's not on this, I think it's either The Post Office Girl or A Post Office Girl. Her content is gorgeous, but she always posts these monthly journaling prompts, and I've been doing them since April. Today is the 8th, and her prompt says, do you feel you've had good luck in life? I don't know, girly. I won $2 on a scratch off the other day. So, kind of. Whoa. And we are done. I'm so tired. I've been yawning for the past 5-10 minutes. So I'm gonna finish this thought and then probably go to bed. Maybe I will read in the darkness, but potentially not, because holy cow, I am sleepy. I will see you tomorrow for more screen time swapping. Exciting. Hi guys, good morning, happy Friday. It is so gloomy out. I think you can see, I'm not really sure. I want to start the timer because I need to go finish this card really quick before my grandma gets up, or at least just before I see her. So last Friday I had a screen time of 6 hours and 6 minutes. That's what we're going to shoot for today. I can't believe I actually did the whole thing yesterday. I honestly thought that these were all going to be guidelines and I wouldn't be able to get them done. But yesterday, it's pretty awesome. Start this timer and I'm gonna go finish this card. Yes, happy birthday, Grandma. Okay, I think I'm done. I really overworked the paper where the tail is, and just kept futzing around with that, so I just need to stop because it's only gonna get worse if I keep touching it. I definitely think it could be better, but it could definitely be worse, and I think my grandma will like it, so it's not really the end of the world if it's not absolutely perfect. And I also haven't done watercolor in a long time, other than these things, so the jump from this to this is kind of crazy. I did it. I need to put it in an envelope and flatten it out, and then obviously write on the inside, but I'll finish with that one. Just checking the timer. I have 5 hours and 1 minute left, so I guess I was working on this for a full hour, which is so crazy. Oh my god, my under eye bags. Oh goodness, I'm really surprised my grandma has not woken up yet. Come on girl, let me give you your card. Okay, the cake is done. Doesn't look amazing, all the chocolate pooling on the bottom, but that will not be an issue for my family and my grandma. We're chilling. Finally got that one done. I've got 4 hours and 22 minutes left on the clock now after finishing the cake. Making some pretty good progress on today's time and also making stuff. up doing another Zenangle for this card, which I mentioned previously in this video, so I thought I would kind of walk you through what I'm doing and what Zenangles are if you're not familiar with them. This is an art style where you're just creating a bunch of repetitive patterns. They can look totally different depending on like what shapes and lines you're using, and this one's pretty simple, but I started off with these base shapes, which are the little flowers, and to fill up the page, you just keep making outlines of the shapes extending to the edges of the page, and every line that you make follows the curvature of the previous line that you made, and you end up running into other lines and other shapes, so you have to continuously move around the things that you already created, and you're not focusing on the initial shapes, you're only focusing on the previous line that you made, and that's what fills up the page and makes these fun, funky lines and patterns that all derive from but are not identical to the flowers in the center. I am going to go in and add detail to all the flowers once everything dries, and I might do like 3D leaves around it because I think it needs some green to kind of break up everything and all the lines and stuff. With completing this, I have 2 hours and 24 minutes left on the timer, so we're really making headway. This took me a long time. These lines are so meticulous. Also, the line, I don't know if you saw when I had like the close-up of me doing it, my hands are so unsteady and like shaky, especially when I'm holding the brush. Don't know if you could tell it just then, but holy cow. It takes me a while to do these. I can't just like, I gotta go slow or else my hand is really, really shaky. Little card update, I added all of these leaves that I cut out and just glued on here. And I added detail to the flowers. I really like this one. I wasn't originally planning on putting these on the front and like cutting out the individual letters, but I honestly don't want to do that, so I think I'm just gonna put them on that side, and then this will be this. And I kind of like this so much better with the leaves on it. Like, it does kind of look like a child did it, but also I still kind of like it. I like that it's kind of funky. Maybe I'll give this to my mom instead of my grandma, because maybe my grandma won't get the vibe, but my mom might. Also, timer update. I have an hour and a half left on the timer. I don't know what time it is. I think it's like 10:20, so I don't know if I will make it this evening. Don't really know what else I can do, because starting a whole nother project right now seems like maybe not the best idea because I want to go to bed soon. Hey, but yeah, that's what I got. All right, it is 11:13 at night and I have an hour and 26 minutes left on the clock. I don't know if I'm going to be making it, you guys, but I'm going to try. For the next little bit, I'm going to be working on my scrapbook junk journal. I have a whole like dedicated video to my previous junk journal and setting this one up. So if you're interested in that, you should go watch that because I really liked filming that video. I'm just going to work on putting some things in there right now because I have a lot of like stickers from recently. Gonna put those in, see how long that takes me, and then I'll probably end up journaling until I go to bed, and that will be what takes up the rest of the evening. Let's get to work putting these things in. 3 pages done. This one is themed around this ticket that I got from seeing Anora with my mom. All of these actually have to do with my mom, which is kind of funny. Saw Anora, and then we went to National Record Store Day, and this is like my favorite local record shop. We did some damage on that day. And then the last one, kind of similar, is from Indie, oh, what is that? A pet hair. From Indie Bookstore Day. And I got a bunch of little stickers and cut up a bookmark, stuff like that. These otters literally are the cutest things I've ever seen. Took that. It was free though, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that for this evening. I thought I had more stuff, but I guess I don't. And now I have about 30 minutes left on my timer, and I'm just going to journal and then go to bed. Just to recap, finished the cake, which by the way was good, but not show-stopping. Not as good as the other cake that I made last week, I guess, but still served its purpose. Triple chocolate cake. Done. And then I did that Mother's Day card for my grandma, and I finished her birthday card this morning. And then I did this little collage, my little junk journaling. That was at least 4 creative things. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I'm about to journal, so it's gonna be 5. That's kind of a win, you guys. I don't know. Is this video working? I guess we'll have to see at the end of the video what my final thoughts are. Okay, gonna go journal and then go to sleep, so I will see you tomorrow. Another day, more creative projects to do. So let's see how much time I have to fill today. So today's Saturday. Last Saturday, I spent 5 hours and 46 minutes on my phone. So gonna set a timer for that amount. 5 hours, 46 minutes on the clock. Today, I need to do a Mother's Day card for my mom. That's like the big one. And then I'm going to quickly finish this one that I have for my grandma. Just put these little words in there. I don't think I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it on the front. Yeah, just finish that. But earlier, I just like cleaned up my little desk, which was such a mess. Literally needed to clean it up so bad. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to spice things up with my mom's card and do some gouache painting today, which I haven't done in a long time. Gouache is like maybe my favorite painting medium. It's like perfectly in between acrylic and watercolor because I don't know, I did a lot of acrylic painting in high school and it's just like, I don't know, it's very basic, but I feel like gouache I love so much because you can really like thin it out with water, but it also has like opacity. Yeah, I don't know, I really like it and I'm excited to get back into it. And I have all of these beautiful colors. Day 3 of doing cards. Maybe I'll actually do something for myself today. We'll see, depending on how much time I have after finishing the one for my mom. Alrighty guys, it has been many hours since that last clip, which is not intentional. Had to take a bit of a break, but we're back. It's now 5:44 and I have, what do I have left? 4 hours and 9 minutes. This is not how I was wanting this to go. I was really ready to kind of get my timer done earlier in the day, get this done earlier in the day. This is the only progress I've made on my mom's card so far, which has not been much. I've been working on this for about an hour off camera, and I was really struggling, like, making that jump into making the orange of the coat. Oh, I don't even think I explained what this card is. It's going to be a mother fox and a baby fox, which we have a bunch of foxes living on our farm, and I took a bunch of pictures of them, I guess a few weeks ago now. There was one night where the mom and 7 kits, I think that's what they're called, 7 kits were all nursing their mom, and they were like running around, literally insane. So I'm basing the drawing or the painting off of these pictures that I have, but they're all like really, really, really blurry, and they're taking like at nighttime, like at dusk, so the colors are not exactly right. So like the references, not the greatest, and I've had to redraw the kit or the pup. I don't know if it's pup or kit. I think it's Kit. I've had to redraw the fox baby a few times. The mom, I think, is fine and I'll be able to finish her no problem, but the baby is like really blurry. Things could go bad for the baby right now, which in this card scenario would be me technically, because this is for my mom. It's supposed to be me and her, kind of. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I was really hoping on getting this done earlier. Later on in the evening, I have to go pet sit and stay over at someone else's house. So if I don't get this card done, we are moving locations for once, because I need to get it done this evening. Literally, Mother's Day is tomorrow. I love being a procrastinator. So yeah, hopefully I can finish this relatively soon. I don't know, you guys. This baby fox is like really not looking too good. I don't think you guys can even see what I'm doing right now, so I'll have to tilt you down. One moment. These are the foxes, I think, fully done. I might go in and add some more like fur detail using some colored pencils or something. Yeah, other than that, I think they're finished. Kind of the same thing. I feel like if I keep fussing with them, then they're gonna get worse. So, I don't know, I'm not mad about it. I think that they turned out pretty cute. I was debating whether or not I should do like a green background, like grass, but I'm kind of thinking that I could ruin it that way. And then checking the timer, I have 2 hours and 57 minutes left for little creativity time. For the rest of the time, I think I'll probably end up editing this video because I want to start doing that. And I feel like that's pretty creative. I might try and do like fun graphics or something. I've been trying to get into more like design and stuff in videos. I did a little bit of like a graphic intro to my last video, which was book recommendations for nature lovers. Go look at that if you want to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, maybe I'll do some fun things for this video. Drawing, design related. That is one finished product. One finished Mother's Day card, and then our second one that I did this morning. Pretty cute, totally different vibes though, but that's okay. The cardinal that I did the other day was pretty realistic, so I think I will finish this challenge today. For a second there, I was a little bit worried because, I don't know, there was like a few hour stretch where I wasn't working on stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna meet the quota, but I think I will. Knock on wood. Oh my gosh, wait. I have 3 hours left. I'm not even halfway through. Or I am halfway through. I don't know. I was looking at the 2, thinking that I only have 2 hours left. Maybe I will not meet this today. So glad that we got this done. Was really worried there for a second that I wasn't going to be able to finish it before I had to leave for pet sitting, but we are chilling. We're chilling. Okay, I've been at the house that I am pet sitting at for the past few hours, and I think the past 2 hours I have been editing this video that you're watching right now. So that timer has been ticking away. I really like editing. I feel like it is super creative, and especially when you get into like all of the stuff. I don't know if it's called like edits and post. I don't know the lingo, you guys. I'm new here. Like all the like After Effects after you like rough cut everything together. I love doing all of those, but right now I'm just like rough cutting, getting everything all lined up. I'm having some issues with my freaking microphone. So sorry about that if you are hearing that, if I couldn't get that fixed in this video. Unfortunately, I do have, I think, around 55 minutes that, I mean, I'm gonna journal. So maybe it will be more like 40 minutes, but I'm not hitting the goal today, you guys. It's not a loss. It is just time that I maybe should have allocated better. Overall, today, I finished a card and then I fully painted another one, which was pretty difficult. And I started editing this video, like, come on now. And I'm about to journal. Listen, 40 minutes not being completed. I can take the L on that one. I will admit defeat, but tomorrow I'm actually really busy. We'll see how I do tomorrow. Oh, anyways, I am going to go to bed because I'm so tired. It's 12:44. I have to get up at like 6:45. See you tomorrow. Is this a jump scare? I don't know. Actually, my outfit is definitely a jump scare. Hold on. You should see my shoes. Oh yeah, jump scare, maybe, but hello, it's Sunday. It is Mother's Day, so I've been hanging out with my mom all day and technically not doing any creative hobbies, but I have been gardening for the past 3 hours. Does that count as a creative hobby? I feel like yes, because we just started a brand new garden like bed, which is very exciting. Yeah, I feel like that's creative because we're creating gardening spaces. I made a hanging basket, which was fun. This morning we went to this huge Mother's Day like gardening sale, which is always so amazing to go to, and I always spend way too much money. We were overflowing, so we needed to make a new garden bed, which I'm so hype about. It was a whole family team effort putting those rocks in and making this bed right now. Came inside really quickly because I'm making a rack of ribs. Your girl can do it all, I guess. I'm starting to grill this rack of ribs for Mother's Day dinner. So I'm technically cooking, which is a creative hobby, making food, and then been gardening for literally 3 hours. I haven't had the timer going today just because I was like debating whether or not this would count. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does gardening count as a creative hobby? I feel like yes, but also I guess I can see how people wouldn't think that. I can see both sides, you know? It has been so nice today. I'm so hot and sweaty from both this morning shopping in the beating hot sun and then now just doing manual labor. What the heck is that? A flower. That's been my day. Actually, let me check really quick how much time I was supposed to be doing for today. Let me see. Okay, last Sunday, I was on my phone for 6 hours and 55 minutes, and I just checked. I have been on my phone for a total of 1 hour and 18 minutes today, which is 81% lower than my average. So I feel like that is a win for cutting back my screen time. Holy cow. I'm going to continue cutting back because we still got so much more work to do. And yeah, you probably won't see too much more of me today just because I'm gonna be busy. I do have to go and pet sit again, so I'll have some time later on where I will maybe be editing or doing some other stuff that's not garden related. But yeah, that's what I've got going on today. Kind of lax with the whole 6 hours and 55 minutes. I mean, maybe I will hit that once I like actually calculate how long I've been doing this, because I started at 1:30 and it's 4:51 right now, so that's a long time. And I'm sure we're gonna keep going as long as it's light out or as long as we are not yet ready for dinner. Today's been a really good day. The serotonin I have from not being on my phone or just like getting outside, it is excellent. Also, I gave my mom and grandma their cards and they both love them, so wins all around. And I was right, that was the last that you saw of me on Sunday. And it is literally like 3 weeks later, I think maybe almost a month even, and I'm finally here to wrap up this video. To recap, day 1 and day 2, I was able to hit my goal of swapping my screen time for creativity time. And then the 3rd day, I ended up missing it by I think like 40-ish minutes, but I will say I did end up staying up that extra 40 minutes and reading my book because my book was so good, so addicting. I ended up staying up so late that I slept in an extra hour in the morning, and I was making such a huge fuss about needing to go to the bed and needing to get up early in the morning, and then I literally slept in for an hour on Mother's Day. But it all ended up fine. That was my little story time for what happened there. But Sunday, the last day of this little challenge that I set out for myself, I ended up just spending it with my family and spending it outside gardening, and I kind of just didn't keep up with the whole timer goal thing because I literally was on my phone I think for less than 2 hours the whole day. Like, did not go on that iPhone. Just enjoying my time out in the sun, out with my family. So super wholesome, kind of a great little end to this challenge. But I'm sure you're all asking, did this work? Girl, you're 3-4 weeks out from this challenge. What has been different for you? I would say like a lot, kind of. I definitely do have some bad days as far as like my screen time being up there, like hello, but I definitely am so much more conscious of like doom scrolling. I really don't like binge watch YouTube videos anymore. I was really in the trenches when I started filming this video, you guys. Like, I needed help, and thank God, I think like the spell was broken and I'm kind of out of that phase where I'm just like clicking on every single thing. Like, I could watch 1 or 2 a day and like I'm good. Even less than that. Sometimes I just don't watch YouTube at all. I think this challenge has made me kind of more aware of how much time I'm spending on my phone, which is really nice, because if I have that awareness, like I have the ability to kind of be like cognizant of my time on my phone. Like, I'll open it and I'll be like, wait a minute, I can be doing something else right now. And I have been doing a lot of other stuff. For example, I have been gardening almost every single day since this video started. I love to weed. I don't know what about it. I just love pulling out those weeds. It is so satisfying to me. I love being in our garden. Our blueberries have started to turn ripe, so that has probably been like one of my favorite activities. But oh my god, the month of May, I read 10 books. I was off that iPhone, but I was in a book for so much of it too. I read so many things. I read books physically, I listened to audiobooks, read books on my Kindle. Like, you could not pry a book away from me unless I was gardening, you know? But actually, no, that's a lie, because when I would be out gardening, I listened to 5 audiobooks this past month. Perfect activity for me is listening to an audiobook and then gardening and pulling weeds. Like, can't get better than that for me. I've been drawing a little bit. I was playing with pastels. This past week, I was gifted a whole thing of origami paper that is like from Japan, I'm pretty sure. And I've been learning to do different little origami animals and giving them to my grandma, who I think she gets a kick out of that. I feel like this challenge was really good for me. I'm not perfect. And like I said, I do have some days where I am just, the phone gets you know? But it's not every day, which I think is a huge win, because before it was pretty much every day. I don't know, I really enjoyed doing this video. I really liked kind of prioritizing these things that are like good for me and enjoyable no matter what I'm doing. This could be fun for other people to do, like on a weekend or just like for a day or something. Maybe just prioritize as much as you can on just tapping into your creative juices, your creative flow. This has been super fun. I'm definitely feeling that kind of like creative spark turned back on for me. I really hope you enjoyed watching me do all these fun things. I hope you're inspired to do or try any of the things that I did in this video. Pick up a little Zenangle once in a while. I really think that this challenge was a success, and thank you so much for watching my journey, and I will see you in another video hopefully soon. Bye.